Greetings, it is I, the Fiendish Dr. Phil Nichols, coming to you for another installment of From the Lab. Well, kind of interesting week. We got hit from the remnants of Hurricane Odile, a Pacific hurricane. Came up California, across Arizona, New Mexico, and right into us. So we've been dealing with the rains from that, but that didn't slow things down. It was just a very soggy week. The only thing it did do was when I tried to paint base on some things, it just would not dry because of the humidity. But industrial fans took care of that, no problem. I did a little more sculpting on the werewolf. As you can see, I've started going in with the rakes, getting all the forms and things. Kind of torn as to whether to make it really gnarly like the later one was, where he reused the prosthetic a lot, or do it, you know, like he originally was. I'm probably going to meet halfway in the middle, because I don't want it to look too crappy, but I want it to have some fun stuff going on in the face. Anyway, I'm hoping to wind this sculpture down in the next week to 10 days, depending upon a couple things going on. I'm going to be doing a prop for a short movie. Guy eats a shotgun and loses the back of his head and part of his face, so I'm going to make the bust for that. And then there's a stage production of Titus Andronicus that has asked me if I'd do all the gore, and because it is Titus Andronicus and it is Shakespeare's bloodiest play, I can't refuse. So I'll be making lots of heads and body parts and stuff, but I don't think that'll impact anything going on with the collectibles at all. I really don't see that impacting it. Speaking of that, come on back to the front end and I'll show you what's been happening. Well, as you can see, I've been pretty darn busy finishing up your pieces. I'm actually in the middle of finishing up 15 busts at once. Well, I don't know that I've ever done that in all my career, finished 15 things at one time, and they're actually turning out very, very nice. I was able to take that mold wear down quite a bit. I mean, they're not like the first time out of the mold, but they're certainly not as bad as they were with the mold wear. So they're looking pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with what I've been able to do with the Dremel, and applying a couple extra layers of base coat to them has really helped shape them up very nicely. So I will be happy to deliver these pieces to you. Let's see, what have we got going on here? Well, here is the pull of the DeVito Penguin. The DeVito Penguin is a pretty easy finish, because he's mostly airbrush for his paint job. So he just gets his eyes and then the detail on his nose and teeth and stuff still to do on him. And I've started working on the Gary Oldman Dracula. He's going to get acrylic teeth as well as the eyes. And then if you notice on the Barnabas and one of the Barnabases and a couple of the Carolyns, the teeth have been cut out. Well, what I've done, because I had a patron request, is I took an alginate mold off the mask and I made acrylic inserts that are going to go in there, and I'll fit them in, and then we'll glue them in with super glue, and I'll apply liquid acrylic around it to bond it really good and seal it up, because I don't want that polyfoam leaking out when I go to foam fill it. Anyway, that Barnabas is going to have acrylic teeth, and then the Carolyns, both of them, are going to have acrylic dentures. I hadn't really planned to do it. Not really going to offer a lot of acrylics unless it's like a werewolf or something, but they asked for them, and I don't like to turn anybody down, so I figured out a way to do it. So that had to be done. And then, of course, getting the jokers underway, and this Barnabas is just your wonderful old Barnabas Collins piece. The Linda Blair is actually going to be pretty nice too. It's starting to actually look like something. And I got the aluminum, the couple coats of the aluminum paint on the summer glows. Early days on them, but well, I guess that's about it. I've started pouring up the Evil Ed, and I will be pouring up the leprechauns just as soon as I can, but I've got to get this stuff finished and out of here because I don't have any more room on the line or any more room to put anything in production. So we're looking at another 10 days before I can start finishing up a leprechaun. Anyway, that's the update. I'm sure you will see your piece in the queue. It's being worked on, and this is my favorite part of the process because that's when it goes from being something that I'm seaming and everything to actually becoming the character, when we start putting the paint on it and then the teeth and the eyes and everything. So this will be a fun week. Keep checking the Facebook page if you do that. I'll have a lot of pictures, probably from Wednesday, Thursday. Lot more pictures of things getting closer to finish, and then of course we'll just keep cranking out from the labs. So everybody enjoy your Sunday. This is the Fiendish Dr. Phil Nichols from the lab.